All right, it's the middle of gun season. I'm a huge fan of gear and knowing what people have and how they set it up and organize it and everything. So I wanted to do a what's in the pack video. This is something that a lot of people have been requesting. They're like, Sam, we want to know what's in your pack.
That is a complete joke. Nobody's asked for this. Not a single person. Just seemed like a good idea. Please don't take me seriously.
And so that's what this video is going to be about. So this is how I set everything up. It's gun season, moving around a lot, hunting on the ground. Here we go.
That's a whale.
I really started getting stressed.
That's like, oh my gosh. Tickled to death. How's that to start your morning?
Well, that was freaking awesome. That was so cool. Okay, so I'm gonna start with something that isn't technically in the pack, but it's the coolest thing anyways. So this is my gun that I hung during off season. It's the first gun that I ever bought when I turned 18. I used to think that I was going to be a diehard bow hunter, and then I diehard bow hunted for 2 years and missed so many deer that I was like, you know what, I'm going to go buy a 30-06. So this is an old, I bought it used, a 742 Woodsmaster, just semi-automatic 30-06. It's just cool, it's your first gun, you love it, and her name is Dee Dee, the Deed Doer, so Dee Dee. This is, my grandfather makes leather things. And maybe this strap, and the nice thing about it is, just how it's in the muzzleloader hunt video, where I got a little blood stain in the back of it. So that's a good sign. Okay, all right, so I finally this year invested in a nice backpack. I've had just the cheap $15, $20 Walmart packs in the past, so I've got it on, and we'll start right here. A little hip pocket. I just think this is really cool. I think all my stuff is cool, just because I don't know, it's just cool. I'm not a very clean, organized person outside of fishing and hunting, but this is the kind of thing where like I have a place for everything and everything should be in its place all the time, and that's just how I like it. But rangefinder, and then I would normally, if it was muzzleloader season still, have like a tube of powder, a couple bullets, and my little pack of primers in there. Keep a couple spare bullets, and the rangefinder is all that I'm keeping in there right now. Okay, so on the back, if you're trying to convince your wife, mother, whoever to endorse you buying a new expensive pack, get one that has a little orange on it and you're like, look, it's safe. It's gonna help me from getting shot in the back. Because my mother, you really need a new backpack? And I was like, well look, it's got this little orange blaze you put on the back. Oh, well, I do like that. Maybe, I think that's a good idea. This is the Cabela's Bow and Rifle 2500 pack. Which I like it because it's got this little outer pack can clip on, or you can take it off. I don't carry the rifle where you're supposed to carry the rifle because I've been keeping the camera tripod there. I'm not hunting at a tree very much this time of year. I'm mainly just moving around and hunting off the ground. So I've been keeping the camera tripod there. Makes it pretty easy. I'm still getting used to learning all the clips and the easiest way to use everything. So take that out. In here, I don't have a whole lot. This is literally just a pack of hot hands. And this other pouch is where I've been keeping my binoculars. I've got, this is just a set, this was a great Christmas present last year. Just a set of Vortex Crossfires. But those are, and I keep just my knife. And I've still got a little Allen wrench set in here left over from bow season. This is what I've been using, just as a little bitty old timer case knife for everything deer wise. This is what I've been field dressing them with, what I've been processing, like quartering them out with when I'm still in the woods. It beats the heck out of a great big knife. I don't split the breastbone with the saw. I just reach up and cut the throat, and that one does it fine. And then instead of cutting the hip bone, I've just been stepping on it and just popping it out. And it works great. All right, in the main pack, camera bag has been going on top. Be the first, I'll pull out, set the tripod up, pull the main camera out. I've actually, and this is not a good thing, I've been leaving the camera. The last 2 trips, I've just left the camera screwed onto the tripod and just carried it around here like I had it with the camera dangling on top, which probably not the best thing I could do, but it keeps me from bringing the camera back, which is nice because it saves me a lot of room. Anyways, camera bag usually goes in there. Not a whole bunch else. I'll usually, whatever my outer layers of clothes are gonna be, I keep in there because I don't wear them in with me. Because normally I've got a decent walk and I'll walk in and get warm, and once I start to cool back off, I'll put whatever my outer layers are gonna be on. And then I've got just a spare trail camera. Usually, especially as we go through the different phases of deer season, we're always moving cameras around. If I don't have somewhere that I'm just dying to put one, I'll carry it with me in case I stumble upon somewhere I want to put one. So that was a stealth cam. Keep it in there. The side pocket, I've got the Woodhaven Ninja Call. My dog and my fiance love that. And I've got a little rattle bag. I'm not as big of a fan of the rattle bags as I am just regular horns, but I also don't have horns just laying around to rattle with. So, been using it, it works fine. I haven't rattled any deer with it yet this year. I did kill, the only spike that I have shot, I shot because it came into rattling on that rattle bag, and it was just too cool that I couldn't help myself but kill them. Pack of 36 AA batteries, so that when I'm out checking cameras, I can replace them if I need to, which is something that I need to do when I go tomorrow. All right, this pocket, keep just some regular scent spray. Got power scrape spray, mock scrape spray, a little handheld thing for the GoPro, which I forgot was in there. And last but not least, what is this? Oh, one of the ropes for the Prusik knot. I have my passport in here. I don't know why I've got that in there. Is it even so good? Oh, I do know why I've got it in there, actually.
Is it good?
I took it to Alaska. I took this to Alaska. Not that you don't need a passport to go to Alaska. But yeah, it is. Oh, dang, it's good for like 7 more years. That's the pack. That is what's in the pack, gun season edition. Now, you're going to get an update on trail camera stuff. We've got bucks running around, but you wouldn't know it based on the videos. But that's what happens when you only get to go 1 day a week because you're not a full-time deer hunter, you still have a real job. So, there are bucks out there, and we are going to find them, by gosh, because I found them last week, and that's going to probably be the intro to the next hunting video, is some of the signs, some of the encounters I had last week. But by the time that video comes out, I will have done killed one. Surely. I know where one's living. And I've met him twice, but I've met him in the dark both times. One walking out, one walking in. And I caught this. I'll get him killed. I know which one it is. Anyways, trail camera update coming up now.
All right, so let's get into a little bit of trail camera update. This will be real quick, so I'm going to try to make it real quick. Just a little update on the deer that we're still getting on camera that we were seeing during Velvet, new deer that have showed up, and the deer that we haven't seen since Velvet. So I know that they are only so useful realistically, but I love getting to look at trail camera pictures, and it's just guilty pleasure. Now, I know some people give each other a hard time for naming deer. It's like, just kill what's out there, don't know. I like to name deer. Sorry, come at me about it. But anyways, all right. So some deer that we were seeing in Velvet that are still around. This is a buck that's really weird looking. I've called him Screwball because he just has a lot of weird stuff going on. His right side is really funky. He's a little bit bigger than this now. This was pretty early in the summer. But that's what he was looking like. That wasn't him. But this is him right here. I'll play this video real quick. Okay. That's what Screwball looks like. Oh, there's another good one coming in the back there. But this is what he looks like now. We got a picture of him the 5th of December. Kind of blurry. He was obviously moving. Looks a little excited. A little randy. Looks like his neck's a little scruffed up here. Maybe he was getting into it with another one. I don't know. But anyways, that's Screwball. So he's still around. Nobody's seen him on the hoof yet, but we're getting a few pictures of him. So that's one of the bucks. Let's see. I like him just because he's so strange looking. All right, so checked a camera that I had not checked since I hung it back in August. So here is Spur. This is what he looked like in velvet. Okay, I called him Spur. I mean, he's a gorgeous, gorgeous deer. Just a big 8-pointer. I called him Spur because he's got a weird little, you'll see it better in a picture, a weird little kicker coming off his back left side. But this was when I pulled that card from back in August. He was on it a couple times. There's the other one. You can see it a little bit right here. Just this little nub kicker. But he's probably the biggest frame deer. He's not, and you can see right here, this is after he shed his velvet too. He's not got really any mass. I was kind of disappointed at how little mass he had once he shed it in the summer. It didn't look too bad there. But anyways, still a gorgeous deer. I would definitely shoot him. There you can see that kicker a lot better. So that's Spur. He's still around, which is good to know. This is the deer that I think that I've been around on the lost feeder side. As far as finding a bunch of sign, and I've spooked either the same buck twice or two different bucks coming in and going out in the dark as I've been walking past some of these areas where one or a group of bucks has been making a lot of sign. So don't worry, this is corn feeder, but this was back in August before season. Okay, so that's Spur. I think I've been around him some. Let's see. This is a cool, well, it's not cool because he's broken one of his sides off. This is a buck that we've never gotten pictures of in the summer. I say never. I've only gotten pictures of him at all for the last 2 years. But this buck showed up last year, mid-season. If this picture will pull up. Oh, here we go. He showed up last year mid-season. He's just a kind of a basic, nothing too special looking 8-pointer. And didn't get any pictures of him this summer. But then he's kind of cool. He's got some cool little turns and bends. Then I get this picture, which I've decided, looking at it a lot, is the same deer. But all the pictures that I've gotten of him this year, it looks like he only has one side. It looks like his left side has already gotten broken off. And I don't have a ton of pictures of him, but I've gotten him in this one spot a few times, and which actually I was right next to that camera this past weekend. I didn't check it. And then when I checked that camera on the far side of the lease, I got a picture of another buck, this one right here, that was broken off, and I don't know if this is him and I just couldn't see that little bit that was still there in the other picture. It looks like he might have really been fighting, because I can see this all being screwed up looking. But it looks like even that G2, I guess it would be broken off too. I don't know if that's the same deer that was broken off on the other side. That one's pretty recent, the 20th. But anyways, we got at least one, maybe two bucks that are running around that are all screwed up as far as antlers go. But he's around again. It's just interesting, this being the second year I've run trail cameras all year, just seeing which bucks are around when. And that's one that has only been around during season. All right, so this whole little file for me is the unidentified white-tailed deer, is what the UWD stands for. That's one from last year. Some of these are from last year, but a few this year. Let's see. Oh, this is a goofy little buck. Well, I haven't seen him or gotten any pictures of him in season. Just a little bitty, tall little basket rack 8-pointer. This was a cool picture. Just this doe that decided she wanted to come and bed down in front of the camera. A little fawn. This buck actually got shot the youth season day. One of the guys on our lease brought his grandnephew, and shot that first 5 minutes of being there. I've got some better pictures of that deer somewhere. Okay, this deer, there's this one video of him from back in early October, but then got another picture of him on the other side. He's a good little buck, a good looking 8-pointer. I would shoot him. And I believe he's the same deer in this picture right here from the 3rd of November. Pretty. I'm a fan. So, just a nice, neat little 8-pointer. that deer there is just a, I just love this picture. Not a big deer, but got that picture of a buck slipping through the timber, coming up from the lake. This is a cool one that showed up this year, and I have not gotten very many pictures or videos of him, but he's got these really, really dark chocolate brown horns, and I just think that is so cool. So he's a good looking one, and it's what I'm finding out after just spending some time hunting. I'll just flip through some of these. This is a buck that only sticks his antlers up for literally those couple of seconds, but not a bad one. But what I'm finding out is we've got so many just transient deer that we're on a lake, steep drop off to the lake onto some public land that is really hard to access. We don't ever see anybody out there hunting it. Let's see, it's all of these deer. And what I'm finding out is that these deer just, I think, are very transient, and they run the lake. They can stay down there in the oaks for a long time and never have to really come up from the lake and kind of feel exposed. I think that's what a lot of them do, and which is why we'll get just these random pictures of nice bucks that show up just once or twice a year. We just catch them coming through, and they just don't stay anywhere very long because we always end up killing bucks that we've never seen. And of course, like anybody, we always have bucks that just disappear. This is a cool buck that's shown up. This is a nice, I think it's an 8-pointer. Let's see. Yeah, this is just a cool looking 8-pointer. He's got, looks like double crab claws on both sides. He's just come through a few times, but he's a pretty neat looking deer. Him, and then the big boy. So this one, I've gotten one video of him. He's a big 9-pointer. This is the biggest deer that I've ever seen, either on video or in person on our property. And he just picks his head up for a second here. And look at him. Oh my gosh. I don't have a name for him. I kind of feel goofy naming one that I've only gotten one video of, but I mean, he looks like one of those big Iowa, Ohio, pretty deer. So, big fan of him. Of course, I haven't seen him in person. Nobody has. Well, actually, Roe on muzzleloader opening weekend saw one buck, and he just said, whatever deer you've got, whatever the biggest deer is that you've got on camera, he said, I saw him this morning. He said he was tall tines, gorgeous, big buck. So I think he might have seen that deer out there. But got a little 9th point coming up on his right side. Obviously, if there was going to be a hit list, he would be the #1 deer on it. He's just a pretty big buck. But that's your update. We're still chasing them. Not seeing hardly any deer in person when we go, which is really disappointing. But I think that late in the season, when they start having to rely on some of those late season food sources, we've got the food plots ready for them. Wheat, oats, clover. I mean, it's gorgeous. Big, lush. The turkeys have been in every single day, but we're going to be ready. We're going to be ready to jack them when they come along. So anyways, there's your trail camera update, a little bit of what's in the pack. I just thought it would be a fun video to do. So hope you enjoyed it. If you did, subscribe to the video. Thanks for checking it out, and we'll see you back here shortly. Have a phenomenal day. Thanks for watching Fins to Forest. And shout out to this Animatica, an easy screen recording software. Have a wonderful day. God bless you.